Okay, so this is our last Friday of the month. Next week's June. I have with me somebody that's a special guest. I've known him for many, many years. Let's get the show started.
Yes,
Mr. Alan Silva. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Mr. Du Toit. All is well. What an honor and pleasure to be here, to be the person that you're talking to for on a
Mhm.
Friday afternoon. It's a great privilege and honor just to be one of your guests. It means a lot to me. So thank you.
Thank you. I'm trying to really reach out to the real estate agents that I respect and like that are gonna. I feel that have got amazing stories. And what I like about you, Alan, is you're part of beach cities, but you're like kind of the north side, which is great. Of kind of Orange County in a sense, and also you're the south of Los Angeles, so you're almost like on the border of the good, the bad, and the beautiful.
Yes.
And I thought it would be a fantastic if you could kind of give us an insight in both markets, the South LA, kind of the Long Beach area, going to Seal Beach, and so forth, maybe Huntington, kind of your area as well. How are things looking for you right now in the real estate market, Alan?
Well, thank you for asking, Kevin. Over the past, like I said, 10 to 12 weeks or so, yes, I'm right in the middle of here in Long Beach where I could do both sides of real estate, like that South LA
Yeah.
West, all the way down towards Newport, the northern parts of the OC coast. And to answer your question, I've been noticing some really good activity lately in both counties. Again, Long Beach, where its location, as many people know, it's right in the middle. I consider it sort of like the archway into both counties because people from LA that want that OC lifestyle, they'll tend to hang around Long Beach because it's a lot closer to them and it's the entryway into the OC. Same with
Yeah.
OC. People who live in OC but live in LA. I mean, yeah, people, yeah, the complete opposite, right? They see Long Beach as a good commuter point. So I call it kind of like my ground zero, where here I see both markets, right? OC, the
Mm.
north parts of it, where there's a lot of activity from that Newport up towards LB, and then from West LA down the South Bay around that famous curve down into Long Beach. So lots of activity over the past, I'd say 5 to 6 weeks,
Yeah.
because I know we've been at home for
Right.
10, 11, 12-ish. So yeah, I'm noticing more listings, even though we are still in very short supply, as you know,
Yeah.
overall.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing a lot more foot traffic. I'm sure you are too. And I'm getting the calls and so on and so forth. So yeah, the point that I'm at here physically, I think is a really good point. I'm right off the PCH, and that's a really popular street, as you know.
Absolutely. Hold on one second, Alan.
No problem. Everything okay?
Yeah, I'll edit that out. So my wife has to come into the room quickly. And so, of course, I'm at home, Alan. So I've got the wife, the kids, and it's awesome. You know what? I love it
Thank
because
you.
I'll never have this time again. So I'm really making the best of it. Alan, you've
Right.
got a son. When are you seeing him? Because in quarantine, is he with you or where is he right now?
It's a 50-50, as you know about me. You've been a great supporter of
Mm.
also my personal life over the past few years, and I really appreciate. When we first met, I knew there was going to be a good business relationship with you a few years back, and thank you for asking about my son. He's good. The important thing is for me knowing that he's healthy. So yes, it's a 50-50, and I had him last weekend. He's with his mom now, and I'll have him again next weekend. Thanks for asking, though.
Well,
How's your family?
amazing. I think that my 2-year-old and my 5-year-old are really having a hard time. They're tired of being indoors. We take them outside to play in the water and so forth, but they want to explore. They want to go out. They want to go to the beach, the lake. They want to go walking. They want to go hiking. We're having a hard time because we're really trying to respect the law of the land. And also, you just never know. So we really take it day by day. It is getting a little bit gruesome, Alan. I can't do new real estate right now. I can't do any open houses because that's what I was doing before. I had some really great deals, and it was really helping me because I had uh, some agents in with loan officers. So they're all kind of all just fell apart, which is kind of sad. Anyway, no complaining, Alan. I'm just I mean, there's a lot of opportunity going right now. I started doing some wholesaling, and last week alone, I put in 7 offers. Yeah, and
Nice.
this week I put in 5 offers this week. So
Wow.
with the wholesaling,
Nice.
it's very competitive. So it's about a 15-to-1 ratio. I have to put in about 15 offers to get one deal. The nice thing is that there's a lot of deals right now, which is it's sad, but it's good, Alan. When times are bad, then people they're at loss, and then when times are good, people have abundance. So there's a time right now where there's quite a few deals out there, and people are letting go of maybe some excess, or maybe so they couldn't really afford, and they're
Right.
downsizing. So yes, so that's kind of my new role right now. I do have some really big listings. I've got into commercial a lot. I've got several hotels that I've
Nice.
listed. Yeah, I've got some big hotels. Got 28 acres up in Los Angeles that I've got listed. There's not a lot of land left in Los Angeles. I have 28 acres in LA.
That's
Um,
great.
I've got some really big deals, Alan. The thing with commercial and the hotels I have is we're in that kind of that V market right now where it's there's a lot of precautions when it comes to buying an asset like that. Now the price of these hotels that I have, they're so up there that it's not the average person's going to look at this. These are billionaires, and billionaires are very interesting people to deal with.
Yeah.
And I don't really deal with them directly. I deal with my associate who deals with them. They're his clients. He does commodities for them and so forth. It's just interesting to know that whole other world. They're very interesting, Alan. The nice thing is that one of my dreams came true. I listed one of the most amazing hotels in the world to me, and I have the deal, which is just unbelievable. And I brought that into fruition a year ago when I saw the hotel. I was in Hollywood. I said to my son, because we were looking for apartments for my son. He's going to film school for 3 years. And I said, we walked out of the W Hotel in Hollywood. I know you know the W Hotel. I know you, Alan. You might be South LA, North OC guy, but you seem to be around, buddy. Because even when you were in Newport Beach, you knew John McMonagle, you knew all those boys. Like, look at Alan. This little quiet power.
Oh, thank you. Too nice. I just like making my connections early on in my career. And yeah, and I'm just glad and thankful that you're one of my main connections that I made over the past few years.
Oh, thank you, thank you. So when I close these deals, they'll be very good. Again, they're big deals. So last year I lost $30 million last year, listing for $30 million. And let me tell you what, it hurts. That's one of my small deals. Yes. I've got a $9.25 million deal. It's my smallest one. I've got a $30 million listing right now. And then I've got above that, like north. Last year, but I still, when you lose a deal, it hurts because a lot of time, effort, money, mind goes into that. And these are big assets. These are big projects. So it does hurt. It does. It's like when you lose a listing, you did a 15, 20, $30,000 commission. It makes a big difference. You can do a lot with that money. Right, Alan?
Yeah, especially during these times. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I really want to find out more about South LA. I think the mayor of Long Beach is doing such a phenomenal job. He's really remarkable. He's really elevated the lifestyles, the standards, the environment, the culture of Long Beach. It's not dodgy anymore. You don't fear for your life, because 10 years ago you didn't go to Long Beach, Alan. You didn't go to
I
Long Beach.
understand.
Um,
Yeah, so yeah,
well,
I'll be happy to tell you.
tell me about that. Are you heavy focused in Long Beach now? Or are you trying to get more North OC?
No, well, thank you for thanks for asking that question. I'm actually really excited to answer that type of question. I grew up in Long Beach. I got married and all that stuff back in the day. Moved back, bought a condo last year down by the beach here in Long Beach. And I know Long Beach pretty well. I mean, I say that with complete humility. The only people that I think know it better are the fire department, all the EMTs and police officers. I know it pretty well. I've had the blessing of representing a lot of clients in the past, all throughout all big four corners. So as you probably know, Long Beach is the size of San Francisco. It has about 480,000 people,
Wow.
roughly 40 big neighborhoods. And like you said about a minute ago, 10, 15 years ago, it was less sought after versus other coastal cities.
Mm.
But this mayor came in not so long ago who's very progressive, young, hip, modern, gets
Yeah,
the
he's like
ideas.
30, right? He's like 30 or 31. He's
Young
yeah,
guy, young, just very progressive, and he understands and he sees where these trends are going, right? So him and his redevelopment team and the architectural, all the committees got together a few years back, and I can tell that they really put their focus where it should have been. Many
mm,
years ago, a few, maybe 2 decades plus, that's where the focus should have been. So they've cleaned it up. They made the nice parts look even nicer
yeah.
with that new big development. I call it Pacific City
Oh,
Park.
it's
To
huge.
talk a
That's
piece
going to
in a
be
second.
that's huge, Alan. Yeah,
It's
I mean,
luxury. It's
yeah,
modern. It's clean. It's simple. It's got the cool architecture look that a lot of
right,
young 30 and 40-year-olds are spending money in,
right.
right? So you have the whole coastal scene, the marinas, world-class marine stadiums. So it has the real estate to really flourish, right?
And then transportation, the transportation in Long Beach
Phenomenal.
is honestly that's the best I've ever seen. I don't think even LA has that kind of transportation.
It's clean, it's fast, it's very grid-like San Francisco. A great public transportation system. The bike paths that have
Yeah,
expanded all around town, for the most part. West Long Beach is a great future for big time. You have good connections, big time developers. That's the next big hotspot. North Long Beach, they call it, north of the town. That's another big hotspot. And then Central is where Signal Hill and all that cool stuff
right.
is. There's good wealth
Signal
there too,
Hill. Oh
right?
yes.
Oil, mineral rights, that whole
Yeah.
crowd. And then East Long Beach, you have your beautiful suburbs. Long Beach State, the famous Blue Pyramid that everybody knows, right? One of the best schools on the West Coast, period, right? So
Well, what school is that? What is that? What is that building? I
Long
know the
Beach
building,
State,
Alan.
the famous Blue Pyramid, Long
Yeah.
Beach State,
Okay.
Cal State Long Beach.
Now you have an architectural background.
Yes, I
So
do have a little bit of an architecture design background.
getting into real estate really wasn't kind of rocket science for it. It was just really more of a calling because architecture, that's you have to kind of have an engineering mind. There's lots of logistics and
Yes.
numbers and
Physics.
equations and straight lines.
Yes, yes. So yeah, I'll be happy to quickly talk about
Yeah,
that. It all
please.
started with Legos back in the day, right? It's the building blocks literally for people like me and others that are into the architecture design and structural engineering stuff. So yeah, I studied it for 5 years. I did 3 internships under architects, licensed architects here in downtown Long Beach in the early 2000s when I was still in college. And then just one day I woke up and I said, you know what? No, I think I can do better serving the community by selling the product versus designing the product. So
Well done, Alan. Well done.
thank
Well done.
you. And
Yeah.
I've had the blessings of serving 137 families in my career.
Mm.
And it's worked really well because I think this is where and I say this with complete humility again, but when I go and show property and I'm talking to clients that don't maybe have the mindset of visualization, can you move this wall? Is this a load bearing wall? Is this a aesthetically pleasing wall only?
Mm.
I can come in there, obviously with my limits, because I'm not licensed in that field, but I can say, okay, guys and gals, we can probably move this wall. This can be done here. You need to, you obviously need to consult your professional to tell
Right.
you. But I have that background where I can get them to visualize. Oh, let's open up this wall. Let's create a great big room now. Your property equity, and I throw in my real estate knowledge. The property equity will go up if you open this wall up. Again, it just goes from curb appeal on the exterior side to what walls we can move, and I can get them to visualize it if they don't have that visualization mindset with my architecture design background.
Well, that's actually pretty good because when I show homes, especially to, I think any home on the West Coast is high end. It's like luxury. You know what I mean, Alan?
I
Half a
agree.
million plus, easily.
Yes.
A condo is $500,000 for Pete's sake.
Yes.
When I show clients homes, and I'm talking from the $5 million home to the $550,000 condo, I say to them, remember, this is only give me 85% of what you want and like. The other 15% is your imagination, is your signature series. Maybe you're going to redo the bathroom or the back or whatever it may be. So when I show you this home, and I have to remind them that, Alan, because people walk in with all these grand ideas and themes and visions, and you got to know it's only gonna, it'll never be 100%. It'll only be 85%. So I remind them, and that always seems to work for me because Alan, sometimes they actually don't want that property I showed them, but they come back to me the next day and say, you know what, Kevin, can you put an offer in on that home? Because they go home, they chit chat, and then they are reminded it's never 100% of what it's never just turnkey, Alan.
No, there's no such thing as a perfect home. Right.
Right, absolutely. So, Alan, you can't be doing open houses right now. You can't be showing homes. What are you doing? What's your date activity look like?
Thank you for asking, Kev. So for 11, 12 weeks, whatever the distance that we've been in this with the stay-at-home order, that first day or two, I knew, okay, this is going to be a longer process.
Well done. Thank you. Well done.
Thank you. I saw the big picture here. How am I going to mentally, quickly, U.S. Navy SEAL style, how am I going to adjust long-term here? So I literally drew out my game plan for the next 3 to 6 months.
Well done.
And I told myself, okay, now's when we got to start. We're going to be at home. Let's maximize the time. So my day-to-day, Monday through Friday, maybe Saturday mornings looks like this, if I may. I'll wake up early, take advantage of the time, get my head on straight, my personal reads out of the way first. That way I don't have the distractions. Then when I'm in my Alan Silva work mode, 4 hours.
Show me the silver, baby. Show me the silver.
This is the mode that I'm in. I will write 2 to 7 handwritten notes every single morning. That's the first thing I do because I'm just addicted to it. It's a habit that I created. You know, like in the famous One Thing book, it takes roughly 66 days to form a habit because the science has proven it. Well,
right. That's your favorite, Brian Buffini. He's all about note cards. That guy, he sells his packages with note cards.
So yeah, I like all that stuff, right? I'm a Brian Buffini, but where I'm going with this is 2 to 7 handwritten notes every day since 2012. On average, I personally write over 1,000 handwritten notes a year to my entire database. So they're getting touched just from the handwritten notes, 6+ times a year, plus my items of value, plus my calls, et cetera, et cetera. So anyhow, once I get past my famous handwritten notes time block, I go into my text messages. Now, keep in mind, this is from COVID this way, right? This is not pre-COVID. Pre-COVID's different, but COVID on, I'll do my 5 text messages, and I'm coming at it from a friend's perspective. I'm not coming at it from like, hey, who do you know that wants to buy or sell? Because I still think, this is my personal opinion, sir, but I still think that asking for the business is still a little too soon. That's just my opinion. So I'm just coming at them from a friend's perspective, and I'll say, how can I be here of assistance as a friend?
It's your orchard. You're planting the seeds. You let them grow. You're nurturing them. You haven't harvested. The harvest hasn't come yet.
No, it's cultivation. Like the shift book says, right? You capture them, cultivate, and then take them to the close, right? So it's the cultivation, page 104 of shift. So thank you. So after that, then I get into my famous calls, and I'll do 5 to 7 a day. Now, those can take 30 minutes to an hour, but if you really want to focus on the quality, the cultivation, the rebuilding of all the people in your database that you care about and care about you, that's why they're even in the database, right? For the most part, those can take 2+ hour conversations because I'm talking to 5 to 7 people, families, right? And they'll bring on the spouse or, hey, here's Al on the phone. So before I know it, it's, 1 or 2 o'clock, and then I'll get to my fire extinguishing emails because those can always wait. Those are not going to really pay.
Your email's not going anywhere. They can either can consume you or you can manage it correctly.
Yes. Now that stuff, plus, when you hire out to a professional TC, you can have that person help a little bit, right? So after all that's done, then, I'm good. Then in the afternoon hours, I make any minute last calls, any minute last responses, any minute last emails. And then I go back to my Alan Silva personal mode. I'll go for a jog down Marine Stadium, by the beach here in Long Beach, and that clears my mind as I get ready for the next day. The night before every morning, I always look at my calendar and I want to make sure I basically, not every single day, but for the most part, right? Since COVID started, right? I know who I'm going to call, who I'm going to text, and who I'm going to write my handwritten notes to. That's the way in that morning, when that morning comes, whether it's 7, 8 in the morning, when I'm starting those notes, I'm not wasting my time looking to see who I'm going to write those notes to, who I'm going to text. All that extra time starts to add up, as you know.
Well done. So actually, it takes away the
That's
anxiety.
lost time.
It takes away the anxiety and knowing, oh, you know what? Hold on,
Yes.
who am I writing notes down? Like,
Yes.
you're prepared beforehand. You've prepared the meal before you've eaten it. I think we have a few more weeks, maybe a few more months left of quarantine. What advice do you have for other real estate agents in your market area or just in general in America when it comes to how to deal with these times and looking forward to the floodgates opening up?
For all the other agents, okay,
Yeah.
in the 13 years that I've done this,
For America, brother, for America,
okay, for America,
Yeah.
you got to have that U.S. Navy SEAL mindset. You just got to go all in. You got to step up, not step aside for all of America. And that goes for everybody who's a participating, contributing member of society, right? So all in, come from contribution, and I love that bold statement, because it exemplifies what I think this country is. It's very resilient and it comes from contribution. It's always helping in any way that it can, right? Change the way you look at things, the things you look at change, right?
Absolutely.
So Wayne Dyer. So anyhow, any advice I can give to all the newer agents or just agents that maybe aren't that systematized is get systematized and just do what you got to do for 3 or 4 hours in the morning. That way you have the rest of your day to do what you got to do and just be human.
I love that. I heard something very interesting this morning. Actually, my mother shared this with me, Alan. I want to share this with you. She
Sure.
said, it's not about this is not against anybody else. I'm talking about America right now. Nobody wants the Taiwanese dream or the South African dream or the European dream. Everybody wants the American dream. So we really kind of have it made. You know what I mean? Everyone wants to be in America, Alan. So we can make the best of this. I know there's people that are struggling mentally, emotionally, health-wise, and financially and so forth, which is sad. Again, action solves everything. Money does solve a lot of problems because you've got to eat, you've got to clothe yourself, you've got to put a roof over your head. That's just obvious.
Yes.
That states in the obvious. Again, it doesn't solve all your problems though. Action solves everything.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Alan Silva, it has been so awesome, buddy. Thank you very much. Alan, tell me, what do you have planned? You're building a team.
Yes.
How's that looking? You got a couple of buyers agents with you right now?
Thank you. Yes, I have 3 direct teammates under me.
The Silva group.
Thank you. And I've trained as best as I could. And, now they're all flourishing in their own ways. But the overall goal here is to one day launch my own luxury brand in South Laguna. That's the ultimate dream. It's why I got into real estate. And I say that with complete humility. It's to have a luxury-based brand in Laguna Beach.
In Laguna Beach.
That's where I want to reside.
Oh, that's where I want to retire. Now, my wife loves Newport, so I'm kind of a rock in a hard place. I love it. And you know what? I've got the perfect name for you, Alan.
Thank you.
It's called the Silva Group. Silva Luxury Real Estate.
Thank you.
I'm going to trademark that. I'm going to register that. I'm going to do it all. I'm teasing. I love that. Hey, you've got something good going for yourself. I've always seen you. You're a very big mentor. I've seen you coach other agents. And Alan, you do attract, you've got a nice kind of law of attraction about you where you attract quality people around you. And also some pretty badasses. Some of your associates, I love them. Jason Defoe, Fred. I mean, these guys are Long Beach boys, my friend. You don't miss Long Beach boys.
We are local guys. Yeah,
that's why I like him. I've been out with these guys. Pretty legendary guys. I hope Fred needs them are doing well.
We all are. Thank you.
Thank
you. And we have a lot of respect for you. It was such a pleasure meeting you a few years back when we did, and here we are now. During all of this, we're still keeping in touch virtually, but it's really good. That we get to still talk several times a year via text, calls here and there. But it is a pleasure. The honor really is mine, and thank you for always believing in me.
Yes,
when we first met, it meant a lot to me, and I will always hold it like deep right here that you always believed in me.